Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2022 movie Where The Crawdads Sing. So, this is a movie about a young woman named Kaya who, as a kid, was abandoned by her family, and she's living in her family home by herself in the marshlands of North Carolina. And she gets accused of murdering a man who she was in a relationship with, and has to go on trial. And everybody in the town has always kind of ridiculed her and made fun of her and stuff. So she's kind of got the odds against her throughout this whole movie. The people think she's weird and crazy because she's always lived by herself and is kind of a recluse and stuff. Nobody in the town really has been good to her. They've always gossiped about her, even when she was a kid. Most of the people anyway, not everybody, because she did have a couple friends, but yeah, I don't want to go too much into details on this because this is still a pretty new movie. It only came out 2 or 3 weeks ago and stuff, so but I gotta say, this is a really, really good movie. I think the story is really well written and stuff, and it's based on a book which I haven't read yet, so I don't know how faithful it is to the book, but I do feel like there's some things in there that we're missing. I'll talk about that when I get to that in a little bit, but I will say the story is pretty well done. The third act is really where things kind of take a little bit of a turn and everything with the way the ending is and stuff. It felt a little bit rushed and everything after when they are trying to get to the end of the movie. It feels a little rushed. There's a montage that just felt like it went by too fast. And I don't know if they do that in the book too, where they just go over stuff a little too fast, or if it's just or if it's more detailed in the book or not. But I just wish they would have done a little bit more with that, the montage, or maybe just made the montage a little bit longer to make it work a little better. But that's really my biggest complaint with the movie and everything. I think the story is really well written, and the cast in here are all excellent, especially Daisy Edgar Jones as Kaya. She's the main character of the movie, and she's excellent in here. She carries the movie, and I know she's been in stuff, but this is the first thing I've ever seen her in. She's kind of an up-and-coming actress, and she's really good in here and everything. I'm looking forward to seeing how she becomes later, because I think she has potential to be a really good actress and stuff. And the rest of the cast are great too. Most of them are people that are either new upcomers or people that might have been around doing TV stuff that I just don't really recognize them from. So I don't really know most of the actors in this movie. David Strathairn, I hope I said his name right, is really the only actor in this movie that I recognize, and I think he's great in here. He's a supporting role like he normally is. He's one of those character actors that normally has a supporting role, but he's really great in this movie too. I think he's just plays a really lovable character and stuff, and you can't help but like him and everything. And there's other characters in here that you just can't help but like, and then there's characters you can't help but hate. Like there's this one character in particular that I just absolutely hated in this movie and everything. But if you've seen the movie, you probably know who I'm talking about. But this is, like I said, a pretty good movie, and it's not necessarily anything brand new. This movie kind of reminded me of some other different movies that I've seen, like smaller indie movies and stuff. It kind of reminded me a little bit of, in the vein of Winter's Bone and Alabama. It kind of reminded me of that, and a little bit of Alabama Moon and some other indie movies that I love. So this is kind of right up my alley. It's one of those melodrama movies that just I absolutely love. And this actually isn't even an independent movie. I thought it was, but it wasn't. It's actually from Sony Pictures and everything. So I was kind of surprised that this is like a big name studio movie, but it just hasn't been getting a lot of talk about it. I know there was a little bit of buzz because of how popular the book is, but the movie came and went, and it didn't really get good reviews or anything. And I honestly don't see why. Maybe there was a lot of the book lost in translation, and maybe if I read the book, I might agree with people on this not being that great of a movie, but I've never read the book, so I gotta say I really enjoyed it. And the ending, like I said, it was really well done, and it kind of had a little bit of a twist to it, and it shocked me, but it was also a satisfying ending too. It has one of the most satisfying endings I've seen in a movie in recent years, and it's just really good. And this is definitely one of the best movies of the year for me so far. I don't know if it'll stay in my top 10, but it's at least in my top 10 for now. I don't know if it'll stay there or not, but at least for now it is, because it's really enjoyable. And also the cinematography in here is just absolutely gorgeous, and if you can see this in the movie theater, I would definitely recommend it, just because of how gorgeous the cinematography is in here. That alone makes it worth seeing. But it is just a really good story and everything. I know a lot of people have been liking it, but critics haven't been, and this is one of those times that I just don't get it with the critics and stuff, because this is a fun movie, or not necessarily a fun movie, but it's a great movie. It's really entertaining, got a good story, a really good cast and stuff in it, everything. So I'd say I'd give Where the Crawdads Sing a 9 out of 10. It's a really, really good movie, and definitely worth checking out. I haven't read the book yet. I'm thinking about trying to check that out here before too long, and see if the book is better than the movie, because that might be what it is. Maybe I'll like the book even more, but I don't know if I could like it a lot more, because this movie was really entertaining, and it's a really good melodrama. We haven't had a good movie like this in quite a while, so yeah, so I'd say I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for sure. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Where the Crawdads Sing, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.